Today, we're breaking down the subtle ways your prayer life gets attacked in business and the exact weapon God gave us to fight back. By the way, if it's your first time here, my name is Nigeria Shepherd, and this is the Holy Prophets Podcast. Strategy number one, he'll have you thinking that praying for money, clients, marketing strategy, all of that is wrong. Like you should be praying for something better or more sanctified. But here's the thing. If God assigned you to a business, he didn't call you to do it without him. We try to go about it on our own. We don't ask the one with knowledge of it all what to do about it. It says in the Bible that the word is a lamp unto our feet. My pastor pointed out last Sunday, that means we're walking in the dark. When I think of holding a lamp in front of me, it doesn't light the entire path. It lights the part right in front of my feet. And to me, that means that God gives us the first step and then another one and then another one and another one. But a lot of times we get that first step and then we run with it. And the enemy tries to make us think that it's unholy to ask for the next step. It kind of reminds me of the story of Sarah and Abraham. I told Abraham that they were going to have a son, that through him, Abraham will be the father of many nations. In her impatience, Sarah brought Abraham her handmaid. And long story short, Abraham slept with Hagar and they had Ishmael. Now, that wasn't what God had planned. And as we continue to read the story, we find out that God is upset at this, but he doesn't take the promise away. He gives them Israel. What Sarah did created a conflict that lasted for generations. In fact, Israel is the father of the Christian and Jewish faiths, while Ishmael is the father of the Islamic faith. I'm not going to get into politics, but you can look on the news anytime and you will see that those two factions are still battling to this day. Point two, the enemy halts our prayer life and business with busyness. The enemy wants you to think that prayer is unproductive and that God is more happy with a complete to-do list than slowing down and spending time in prayer. But if we look in the word, there's a story about Mary and Martha. God visits Martha's house and her sister Mary is there. As he's talking to his disciples and he's teaching the word, Mary sits there and she's just soaking it all up. But Martha gets busy. She's cleaning, she's cooking, she's being a good host because she thinks, if God is in my house, should I not be serving him? And when she goes to Jesus and she complains, like, Mary's not helping, I'm doing all this myself, he says, she's doing the right thing. Basically, he's saying she's in my presence. She's being with me. When God comes into the room, he wants you with him. He wants you to soak in his presence, and the busyness can wait. A lot of times we say, I don't have time for that. If I stop to pray, how am I going to get this thing done? I have a 9 to 5. How am I going to work my business? But God will never give you a promise that will pull you away from him. He will make time. And honestly, if we spend the time in prayer and we sit down to listen and get downloads from him, he would tell us how to organize our day, how to get these things done. So how do we fight back against these tactics? Well, God gave us the blueprint in Matthew 6:33. He says, seek first the kingdom of God and all these things will be added to you. Now, hear me clearly. Seeking the kingdom of God does not mean that you should stop praying for your business. Now, remember, God isn't distant from your work. He wants to give you the strategy, the provision, and the next steps. The difference is why and how you come to him. When you seek the kingdom first, prayer isn't just a place where you drop your business wish list. Prayer is where God transforms you into the person that has the character that can actually carry the promise. So starting today, don't run away from praying for your business. Don't feel the guilt of praying for something that feels unholy. But bring your business into his presence. Lay it on the altar. Pray for vision. Pray for direction and instruction. Because when you seek him, you stop building for yourself and you start building for the king. Let's stop trying to build God-given promises in our own strength and let him build something that lasts. I'm Nigeria Shepherd. This is Holy Prophets. I'll see you next week. Bye.